everybody. Welcome to another edition of Field of Dreams on ACTN. I'm Steve David, and I'm your host. Today we talk about the Commissioner's Cup Community Football Program that's going to kick off pretty soon. And I have the panel here who's going to tell us all about it, and we learn all about it. As an ex-police officer, I would introduce my panel by rank. I have ACP Joseph. ACP, welcome to the set.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Could you tell your viewers a little bit about you? Just not much.
I am Patsy Joseph, and I am the Assistant Commissioner of Police for Community Relations. Community Relations encompasses all our community outreach programs. So I am in the mix, and I am on board.
Okay, and then I have Corporal Allen. Corporal?
Greenwich.
Greenwich, sorry. Corporal Greenwich, welcome to the set.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, and a little bit about Corporal Greenwich. What you do in the service?
Okay, my name is Kevin Greenwich. I am presently attached to the Community Policing Secretariat. Mm-hmm. I'm also the leader of the Open Police Youth Club. And this is my 8th or 9th year working alongside the Secretariat and so on in youth-based and youth-focused activities and initiatives.
Good. And then we have Constable Allen. Constable Allen, who is, you have another special name, you'll let the viewers know. Tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Dexter Allen, better known as Schoolboy in the football fraternity. Yes, I'm currently attached to the Community Policing Secretariat. I'm also the communications officer for the Secretariat. My involvement with the Secretariat is one that I'm a youth development officer, as I have a strong passion for youths. I'm also involved in the recruitment of the persons involved in the police youth clubs towards bringing them towards police football team in the Youth Pro League. Thank you.
And last but not least, well known to everybody in football, and he has a football factory, they call his organization, Terry Fenwick. Terry, welcome to the set.
Thank you very much for having us this morning. It's nice to see you, David.
Nice to see you.
Steve, sorry. Terry Fenwick, former Crystal Palace, Queen's Park Rangers and Tottenham Hotspur Premier League footballer, England footballer over the different levels. But my real claim to fame, Steve, is 69 kids from Trinidad and Tobago have got football scholarships from me going through my development in the United States, and 87 kids through my development have got professional contracts overseas. So that's a big part of the achievements that I've got.
Okay, you guys have come together, Terry and the police service, and you guys are planning to do a community football program that we're going to talk about, right? So, ACP Joseph, I want you to start. Give us an idea of where this idea came from and how we're going to go about doing this, putting this together.
Right. Well, the Commissioner's Cup is a community policing initiative designed to incorporate football, and I always say that is the power of football. It could really bring a community together. Biannually, the police service has a sporting program or an extravaganza for the police youth clubs. This year is the year for sports. And we decided that we wanted to introduce some team sports instead of just the running and the jumping that use so few of the members of the clubs. So anytime you say team, you mean football. Mm-hmm. That is the first sport that will emerge. Mm-hmm. And that happened. And alongside that, the commissioner, like minds, the commissioner was having talks with Terry about how we could enhance the members of the youth club through things like scholarships and so on. So we merge both ideas, and we have the Commissioner's Cup. Now, some of the goals that are set out in our plan, our operational plan for 2019, include to foster a sense of pride within communities. What better than football? The footballing pride of a community is real pride. To create a pool of talent for future police teams. To minimize nefarious activities within the communities. To promote succession planning for the various aspects of the TTPS, sporting through even things like coaching, which are some of the things Mr. Fenwick bring to the program. And to create an avenue to rebuild that trust and confidence which we have been losing. What better than football?
Right. So, Terry, how do you tie into this? Give us an idea.
Well, look, how I tie into this, back in November last year, Football Factory Foundation, we partnered with a company called Catalyst in the UK. Catalyst are renowned for partnering education and football. They operate with Sunderland, Newcastle United and Middlesbrough in the northeast of England. It is world-class facilities, and they bring in kids from around the world into scholarship programs. Now, recognising, Steve, that there's a huge fallout in football because it's so big, as Miss Joseph just said. It does bring everybody together. Every kid in the world wants to be a top footballer, but there's only a small percentage can actually get to the top. So we are partnering education alongside of football. It marries together perfectly. And listen, these guys from the police services have done a terrific job for many years with their community clubs. And with the way football has skyrocketed over the last decade, really, across the world, with all your big continents, your big countries, India's on side now, United States, China, we want to develop youngsters on the ground here in Trinidad and Tobago that are special to us. We've got some great talent that unfortunately are not getting a chance because of the powers that be within football. They're not picking up, they're not seeing, they're not organised well enough to get them kids from the street into clubs and then, please God, outside on scholarships. So that's the partnership we've got, Football Factory, with the police services, and it could be fantastic.
Great. Corporal Greenidge,
Sir.
I'll put you on this. You're on now. What about you? What part you play in this whole thing?
All right. Being a youth club leader, right, I interact with young persons on a daily basis, firsthand, up close and personal. And most of the young guys I speak to always speak of they want to be professional footballers. I think besides being police officers or servicemen, they always want to be professional footballers. And growing up in a school that fosters football as well.
Right.
I remember 3 times that this country came together. One was before I was born, when we played Haiti in the World Cup qualifier.
Right.
The second being November 19th, 1989, that brought us together as a nation. And the mother of them all would have been when we played Bahrain and actually qualified. Right. I happened to be in the West when that game took place and living in the East. So in transit from St. James to where I live, it was a sea of red and love, right? And it dawned on us that feeling of national pride and national love, to have that love together, can be used as a crime-fighting tool, right? If we have pride in our communities, we would take care of them better. We'll ensure that they are crime-free. We would raise the children in them a lot better, right? So the cup itself is not only about football, but it's also designed to foster that feeling of community pride that we once had, right? As I said, I attended a school that the whole community fell in love with in terms of football, St. Benedict's College.
Okay.
And it's in, as you know, it's in Laramine.
Right.
And the whole Laramine community would support Benedict's when we have games, right? And it's the same way, none of the games for the Commissioners' Cup, with the exception of the semi-final, the third place, and the final, would be played in a stadium. We are taking football back to the communities.
Right.
Right, so as a youth club leader and the other 45 other youth club leaders that are participating, they have responsibilities to bring their community together to make the cup a success when they have home games. In fact, there are special prizes that are community-based prizes coming out of the cup. So it's not only about the football, but it's a community-based initiative that would see police officers partnering with the community to make it a success.
Okay, Constable Allen, I know you're a player.
Yes, sir.
And I want to know what part you play in this other than playing, because I'm sure you're probably going to get into a team or something. Tell the viewers a little bit about what part you play in this.
Right, so aside from scouting, I think this is a great avenue to scout talent within the police youth clubs, because Police FC has been on the rise within the past few years in terms of local football. We have seen each of our teams have players on the current national team, so under 15, under 17. Our captain of the senior team, which is Adrian Fonset, he's currently on the national senior team. So it's where we could scout players from a pool from within the youth clubs. And the football within itself, we're looking for proper citizens, persons that we could mold into being a proper citizen and role models for future generations to come. So that is my role from a more ambassador side of things through the police football section.
All right. I want to open this up like a barbershop discussion, so you don't have to wait for me to ask you questions. I know you guys have a whole lot of stuff to roll out. Just roll it out for my viewers. When it's going to start, what locations, all the different things that. So, ACP Joseph.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, the cup will start in early July, and it would actually run for the month of July. What will happen with the zones that we have created? Games will be happening simultaneously in more than one zone.
Mm-hmm.
We have zones in Tobago, and I say zones because we had a real good response from the youth clubs in Tobago. So we have created 2 zones.
So it happens throughout Trinidad, happening at the same time.
And Tobago.
Yes, and Tobago.
So
Trinidad
that,
and Tobago.
And then we have the East-West Corridor. We have Northern and Eastern Division.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Port of Spain, Western, and South and Northeastern Division. That is the Movers and so on, that region. Then we have Central and South. And where you from down in Southwestern. So we would be all over the country.
Right.
Right? Now I will ask Corporal Greenwich to actually mention the teams in the zones, because that is where it starts.
Right.
So that the first games will be actually against somebody from in your same zone.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right, so we have the divisional phase, which is a round robin phase. We have 46, as I said, indicated 46 youth clubs starting off.
46 teams?
46 teams, 46 youth clubs.
All right.
Right, 12 of which are from Tobago.
Right.
And we were actually in Tobago last week doing some site visits and so on. And they are on board, they are ready.
Right.
In fact, they wanted even more teams to participate, but we had already finished that phase of it.
Right.
But it's supposed to be an annual tournament now.
Mm-hmm.
We have been engaging FIFA and Constable Allen will speak about that aspect. Right? So each team faces each other in the division. Right? From Tobago, there'll be 2 teams moving on to the Big 8. Big 8 knockout segment. The challenging aspect of the tournament would really be for teams that are in northern and eastern divisions, because their first teams move on to the Big Eight, but their second place teams have a playoff to make that final spot in the Big Eight section. When we reach the Big Eight knockout phase, there'll be a draw. Teams will be drawing to play each other. And as indicated, when you knock out, we go to from 8 to 4 to 2, and the final. Now, the final is designed to be a cultural explosion, right? What happened, we want to raise the bar as far as football tournaments are concerned in Trinidad and Tobago, right? We want to raise the bar in professionalism and the manner in which it's done. So there must be a feel as though this is a World Cup final. We have halftime performances by other youth clubs performing on the halftime. We have a cultural village where the youth clubs that may not have reached the end of the tournament can present culturally and perform and so on, right? So far, we are doing quite well, because even the jingle, there is a jingle for the tournament, was written, produced by a youth club, and the producer happens to be a police officer as well, Constable Diaz of the audiovisual unit.
Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we will talk about that jingle. Viewers, we'll be right back after a short break.
You're watching ACTN, The Voice. ACTN The Voice, your family-friendly station.
Looking for a safe place for the whole family? Well, now you found it. We are ACTN The Voice, your family-friendly station. Whether it's current affairs, kids and classic TV, sports and community features, Christian and music programming, plus so much more, ACTN is the station for you. Join us each day for programming that puts morals, values and family first. We are ACTN The Voice, your family-friendly station.
Welcome back to Your Health, Your Choice. So he did some of the first illustrations, the actual drawings.
As you know, I'm a community diabetologist. Diabetes is my specialty.
What needs to be done? How you can take responsibility for your health care?
Yes. The gold standard is still the camera.
Okay, welcome back, viewers. Before the break, we were talking about the jingle. So we would get the jingle for you and play it so viewers can hear what that jingle is. How did we jingle Terry Fenwick into this operation? Because did he start this thing with you guys, or did he call you and say, hey, I want to be part of this? Because just like I saw you guys, I said, I want to interview these people because I want them to be part of this.
All right. Well, Terry became involved because of his direct relationship with the Commissioner of Police.
Right.
While we were talking about what we would be doing to enhance the experience of the sports for the youth clubs this year, the Commissioner was talking to Terry about how we can take the winners that extra distance so that whilst all this is happening, Terry and his team will be looking for potential players who they feel with proper grooming, training, can make it to the next level.
So Terry, tell me how that's going to happen.
Well, we've got, within the zones that we're looking at, we'll have our own technical directors from Football Factory. We'll be watching these games, monitoring these kids. And Ms. Joseph is absolutely right. It's all about preparation. If your preparation is poor, you fail. So what we're doing is we will be watching the games, seeing how the teams progress. We will be cherry-picking kids that we believe are a cut above than the rest. And then over a period of time, we will then bring them on board to Football Factory, where we will coach them, we will prepare them for going outside, recognising that it's not just about their football skill sets, it's their mentality as well. It's what to expect when they get to the other end. So that's the expertise that we bring to the table, the technical side, the psychological side of football, which is tough to do. That's what we bring.
So after this month of community football is finished, then they come to your camp or your Football Factory.
Yeah.
Train, play, whatever for a while, and then if they're good enough, they go.
Yes.
Go outside.
Yes.
Okay, viewers, you heard it.
I just wanted to mention too that is the, the grooming. Some of what he spoke about, the character of the young people, some of those characters are already been embedded in the children by them being members of the youth club. Our members, we work on their discipline. Some of our members come from the most impoverished families. And a lot of them see the only way probably out of this is by becoming a member. And we are so happy to have them because I used to be a youth club leader also. And I have seen we take children from nothing. And today they are worthwhile members of society. Some are in the police service, the Coast Guard, the bank. I was just saying we have accountants, we have lawyers. Now I think we have our first doctor coming on stream. And all of them, these are children that I know, one in particular, she used to study with candlelight. But she used to attend her meetings regularly, participate in the activities of the youth club, and then we were able to help her. When she went to law school, she didn't even have a computer. We made sure that she got that so she could compete with the other students. Today, she's a lawyer out there.
Yeah, Constable Allen, I want you to talk to some of the youths out there who this is pretty much focused on about your story. How did you get involved in football and give us a little bit of what brought you here to this point and how it can help them to get involved in this activity?
Well, to be quite honest, football takes you to various avenues. As Mr. Fenrick rightfully said, there's a small percentage of persons who will make it within the top-class footballing world. But there are always different tiers to football. So for me, I started off at a pretty early age at Dion Lafoucade's Soccer Academy. And after I was scouted by one of South's very own legend, as you might call him, Mr. Leroy DeLeon, and went to Arizona, where he lived at the time. So I and a guy by the name of Stefan Dilas, we were voted the top 2 players in the country that year, and we went abroad to play football. Coming back to Trinidad, I played for various clubs like Southend, Caledonia, Youth Program. I also played I played for Police, WASA. But for the young boys, girls out there, football is holistic. But football without academics, we're really going to spin top in mud, as we would call it Trini lingo. We have to sort of merge the two. Football takes a lot of people, a lot of places. football doesn't even have to be on the field. Football now caters for the administrative side. So now I focus on the administrative side of football, where I can assist in, as Mr. Fenwick said, making the whole football fraternity better, first world, because our football has a long way to go in terms of development, and I wanted to be one of the persons on board in developing our football to where we can go back to 2006 in playing in a World Cup, but it has to start off the field as well as on the field.
Okay, if somebody is out there who wanted to be part of this community drive as a team, let's say, because I haven't heard of it until I saw it on YouTube, I think it was. And I said, let me make a call and see if I can get you guys on to bring it to the nation. So, I mean, how do they get involved? And we don't see posters or nothing about it.
Right. Well, again, we have youth clubs all over Trinidad and Tobago. And probably there's a youth club operating right in the community that that person may be from. So I want them to seek out. And as we speak, we have the community officers from all the areas where the youth clubs are functioning. They have to start getting deep in the community, talking to the people about this tournament. In addition, they have been also tasked with getting any footballing or sporting icon that live or have lived in the community to be a part of the support for the youth club if they were not, you know, in that vein before. For instance, I could see, now I live in Kokie Village. There's a police youth club in Kokie Village. We have Mr. Edwin Noel. He is a member of our community. He was a national athlete. And he has already given his commitment to give support to our team. And that is what we want. We want it to come from the community. Right? So this is a way of rekindling the police love and trust in the community.
So
it is very deep.
In Point Fortin, is there a community program?
There's a police youth club in Point Fortin. That youth club is headed by P.C. Thompson. P.C. Thompson is a product of Point Fortin. He's also a singer. I think right now he's also a minister. So I know that Point Fortin is a huge footballing community. I used to be the senior superintendent in charge of the Southwestern Division. And I too used to go all over with the police football team in those days. So that even Anim David, we have the Noel Francois, we have the Morin brothers.
Ken Morin.
They are very close to me, and because I was the chief supporter when I was a younger officer.
ACP, you didn't say Steve David. How come?
Well, Steve, you were just a little before my time.
But Ken Morin was the same time.
I know, but I actually played hockey with your brother, with Anim, so Anim knows me very, very closely.
All right.
You were just before my time.
That's because I only spent 3 years in the service.
Yeah.
And I went out and played professional football.
Yep.
So I left Ken Morin and Anim and all of them in the service at that time. Okay. But Greenwich, I wouldn't know about that because I heard him talk about...
he's from La Brea, you know.
I know. But I heard him talk about Haiti before he was born. And then I was like, oh, Lord, I'm that old?
Just one, just one.
So Greenwich, let the viewers know about how this tournament is going to start and go through stages. Is it going to run like the World Cup, 64 clubs, and we have different groups, and then we all come together at the end for knockout phase?
In my humble opinion, the tournament has already started.
It started already?
Right. The reason why I'm saying that is this. You club leaders have certain responsibilities they have to treat with as we speak. Right? There are special prizes, as I said, not only for the football, but for the community itself. One of the prizes, I think Mom would speak about the prizes a little on, But one of the prizes is the Community of the Year. That prize gives the Police Youth Club leader in the community a lot of responsibility, right? As indicated, the matches are not played in stadiums, they are played in the community. So some of the responsibilities of the leaders are to select a proper football ground in your community. You have to design it to suit it, must appear to be your home ground. So we have to work alongside residents in the community to beautify, to prepare it. And this goes along with our community policing initiative, CPTED, CPTED, which speaks of crime prevention through environmental design. It simply means that you look for an area that may be prone to criminal activity because of the desolate look it may have. And if you partner with the community to beautify it, enhance the way it looks, and brighten it up, chances are it would minimize the nefarious activities there. So the youth club leaders have to help with putting the ground together. There's a musical aspect that they must assist in with rhythm sections and so on. Football of old, right? So picture, if you will, a police officer giving of their time to work alongside residents to cut the grass on a field,
right?
To, I don't know, paint stones, to put together chants and rhythms for your team, to observe your team train and so on. That one-on-one relationship daily with the community would foster the public trust the commissioner is asking for, right? Through the street talk and through this initiative, so that John public now would feel comfortable if there's an issue to approach the officer and speak to him about the challenges within the community and so on. Right?
Terry, your football factory is in Port of Spain, yes?
Yeah.
So how do you connect with the rest of the country?
Well, what I've done is, obviously, Steve, I've been here now 19 years, January gone. So I've got a good feel for the football fraternity. I know about the kids on the street. I know the potential, the talent that's coming through. And I'd like to say with the guys here now, it's no mistake that this is called the Commissioner's Cup.
Right.
Captain Gary Griffiths has changed the landscape, how we're looking at the police services at the moment. He's doing that because his hands-on approach is getting in everybody's face for the right things. He's bringing people to account. He's making sure people are on top of themselves, they're moving things forward in the right manner. And he's opened things up whereby he's using new initiatives to attack crime. And the biggest thing, and we're hearing it constantly here, is that this is about communities. This is about bringing the police together with communities, getting that confidence again, that trust together, and allowing the kids to come out of themselves and play. We, and a lot of the, Schoolboy will tell you, I've had some great footballers come through my development process. I will be cherry-picking these guys that have played for national teams in the past, and they will be representing Football Factory in their local communities and zones. And together we will pool together the better kids. But again, it's important. This is a social development programme through the power of football. Absolutely, we want as many kids outside on scholarships as we can, but we also want, as Mr. Greenidge said earlier, we want the kids in every community better than they can be. We want them to come out of themselves and feel comfortable to project themselves into this tournament, into whatever field they want to go. And it's huge. The police services and their clubs have done a great job for a long while, and I think the Commissioner, Captain Gary Griffiths, has now thrown more emphasis on this at all levels. It's great for the country, it's great for communities, wonderful for the kids. When I got here in Trinidad and Tobago, we were knocking for six, all of the teams in this region. We were competing with the USA, with Mexico, with all the top sides within CONCACAF. We are now today knocking heads trying to beat Guyana, trying to beat Grenada. We've gone backwards. And that's not because of the kids on the street, not because of the talent that we've got. We've got great talent. It's because we haven't got the management, we haven't got the administrators, we haven't got the right coaches. We're struggling at the moment, and I think this programme that we're doing now could enhance and bring people together, because there are some fabulous people in football that do not get a chance in the game here.
Right.
Because too often it's people doing it for the wrong reasons to promote themselves. And I think this will give us an opportunity to bring some community people out, let them get involved for the benefit of the kids and football.
Steve, I would like to mention some of the communities where the football will be taking place. We have Bethel in Tobago, Beverly Hills Block 8, Biche, Blanchisseuse, Bonnet Windy Hill, and that's in Arouca, Brazil San Rafael, Carapo, Cashew Gardens, Charlottesville, Couva, Edinburgh, El Dorado, Enterprise, Faizabad, Golden Lane in Tobago, Goodwood in Tobago, Guayco, that's up Tamana, Lavantil Extension, Maloney, Manzanilla, Mason Hall, Matlot, Mayaro, Moriah, Mova, Mountain George, Oropoon, Pinal, Pinto, Santa Rosa, Plymouth, Bethesda, that's in Tobago, Rio Claro, Sangre Grande, Roxborough, Santa Cruz, Santa Flora, Scarborough, Signal Hill, Siparia, St. Barb's, St. James, St. Joseph, St. Mary's in Moruga, Tableland, Toco, Valencia, and Wim.
Okay, good. With that, we'll take a break, and we'll be right back. Viewers, we'll be right back after the short break.
Hey TNT, what's up? This is yours truly Positive, all the way from the beautiful island of Tobago, and you're locked onto ACTN, The Voice. We serve a mighty God, mighty, 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 mighty. Oluwa is mighty, oh. Blessed love. In my ill sickness in my body, we serve a mighty God, mighty, 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 mighty.
Looking for a safe place for the whole family? Well, now you found it. We are ACTN The Voice, your family-friendly station. Whether it's current affairs, kids and classic TV, sport and community features, Christian and music programming, plus so much more, ACTN is the station for you. Join us each day for programming that puts morals, values and family first. We are ACTN The Voice, your family-friendly station.
We, from those encounters together, and this was a North-South game to open the season.
So the team might be playing well, as we always say with Trinidad and Tobago.
Futsal did that great for me.
Okay, hey everybody. Welcome to another edition of Field of Dreams on ACTN. My name is Steve David. I'm your host.
Welcome everyone to another edition of Football 101.
Half season and things are looking gloomy for Madrid.
Is a Chelsea fan.
I only know one side of Manchester and it's red. I don't know about any blue side.
Yes, I'm an Arsenal fan.
That's very unfortunate.
I love you, Messi.
Mike want to say thanks for...
No! What are you gonna do?
We bring the field directly to your home.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to another edition of Scoreboard here on ACT, and it's always a pleasure to be in your company every Tuesday evening between the hours of 8 and 9.
Okay, welcome back, viewers. Guys, we have one more segment left. So let's make sure we dot the I's and cross the T's with everything that our viewers need to know with regards to this community thing. So I'll give you guys a chance to talk openly about the things that we might have left out about age group and opening and closing and all the different things.
Okay, so the tournament is an under-17 tournament. It's going to run as a World Cup FIFA sanction because we also have TTFA involvement. So TTFA has endorsed this program, yes, and they are involved. So they're on board. We also have the going into from the 46 teams to a Big 8 or the qualifiers. We also from the qualifiers, semi-finals, and then we'll have the final day, which is carded for August 3rd. We also have some unique prizes that we'll want for the public to know. We have the best community attendance, best rhythm section, best welcoming to the opposing team. We have the best cheerleading squad, most unique vendor. We also have the best team chant, best prepared ground. That's something that Trinidadians have to value because a proper ground will only give you proper football, better quality of football. We have, well, community of the year. What I also want to make mention of, we started a mascot and logo design competition for all youth clubs involved and who are not involved in the tournament. So each 126 youth clubs will be participating in this logo and mascot design competition, which is from March 28th to April 6th. Yeah? Further questions, Mr. David?
No, well, anything else?
All right. Also, TTFA's involvement.
Okay.
And we want to thank TTFA for getting on board. Our catchphrase actually is "I on board." So, Mr. David, before we leave here, we need for you to say "I on board."
Right.
Right. They have national jerseys for the MVPs of the games. Right. There's a special prize that we are not at liberty to put public yet for the MVP of the tournament.
Right.
Right, so the most outstanding player for the entire tournament, TTFA is in the process of preparing a special prize for that individual. Right. The teams that qualify for the third place and the finals would be staying overnight in the hotel dubbed the Home of Football in Atobolan Stadium, TTFA. And they would be pampered and treated like real professional athletes for that night leading to the finals. Right, so we want to thank TTFA for their involvement in the tournament. Overall, we have seen corporate Trinidad and Tobago trying their best to get involved and assist in making the tournament a success. Right.
We have an opening and closing date?
Right. The first game kicks off on the 30th of June.
June 30th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, leading straight to the finals on the 3rd of August.
No, is that going to affect Colleges League? Is not Colleges League running around that time?
Actually, in discussion with the TTFA,
okay,
it is the perfect time.
Okay.
Because it's the end of Youth Pro League and right before preparation for secondary schools football tournaments.
What about uniforms? Who provide the uniforms or how did that work?
The youth clubs would have uniforms for the membership that are participating.
So every team would be...
Yeah, they'll be provided with uniforms. When I say uniform, jersey, trousers, socks, right? So the football boots is the individuals have to organize boots, shin pads, and so on.
So we come together for an opening with a march pass or something? Because police service, we had to march or do something, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
There must be a march pass. We're going to have a grand opening.
Right.
We have not put down the exact details of where it will be, but there must be a match pass. This is the police we're talking about.
Right.
We also going to be hearing some of the chants that some of the clubs will be coming up with to, you know, energize their teams.
Right.
Coming out of this, we going to start, I would like to see, and as I said, we are still in the planning stage with this. If we could have at least one game on that opening day.
Right.
Right, with one of the teams. So that means that the opening may very well be in one of the communities.
Right. So, okay. Anything else we
Yes, I would like to ask Trinidad and Tobago. I would have mentioned the communities that are involved, and we are all over Trinidad and Tobago. It may just mean taking a maxi or a taxi to go to the community next door to you to support and to participate. If you want to lend any assistance to any of the youth clubs, you can do so as early as now because the youth club is already functioning in the community. You see, we are not creating the youth clubs now. The youth clubs are there already functioning. So it's easy to just direct people to them. You can ask at your nearest police station to find out which may be the closest youth club to you. And this may be an opportunity for you to get on board, firstly, with the Commissioner's Cup, and to stay on board with that youth club in your community.
Yeah, I'll tell you why I'm so excited about this is because I talk with my friends, and we used to be in the police service together, and we always talk about back when we played how we had so much civilian supporters, and the police need friends, and we would get information just by talking, and now it's like the public and the police, which was separated. So this might bring everybody together.
Yes, Steve, because
like
even when I was a top supporter of the police, when we have a game in Skinner Park, it used to have a sold-out crowd.
Right.
Besides that, football itself has and continue to provide some sort of support and incentive for the young members in the club, right? Through the Youth Pro League program, which Mr. Allen was speaking about, we have had members who has reached as far as Mexico, playing football, representing the police Youth Pro League teams.
Right.
Right, so it is an avenue to avoid these young persons from being recruited by gang activity, which is one of our main focus.
Right.
Minimizing the gang involvement of these young persons. And if we could have them utilize their energies in something positive, which can lead to their development or even their escape from a life of poverty, why not, right? So Mr. Fenwick, Commissioner Captain Gary Griffith, the Community Policing Secretariat, and everyone who is involved, our focus is on using it as a crime prevention initiative by minimizing the amount of recruits these persons that are tearing our society apart are pulling into their fold.
Terry, I'm sure that's part of the reason you got involved.
Of course.
Because,
I mean, what I'd like to share with the community, Trinidad and Tobago in particular, is this is not just about the Commissioner's Cup. It's not just about Football Factory and scholarships. It's about development of young people. This is social development, bringing the power of football, bringing kids into the police, the local police clubs. Football Factory will be involved in the regional side of it. So we're nurturing better young men and young women for this country. Trinidad and Tobago is a beautiful country. We've got our beautiful people in it as well, Steve. And I think, you know, Football Factory, we've got kids as young as 3 that come and participate in Football Factory. That's what we want from these police clubs as well. We want kids from all over come and get involved. We've got to recognise that the college league here in Trinidad and Tobago, they play until they're 20. Steve, that's too old. Clubs around the world now, they want scholarships, they want kids going to their professional clubs at 16 and 17 so they can then spend 3 or 4 years chipping off the edge, developing them themselves. So we're not limiting the teams to 17-year-olds, 16, 17-year-olds. It's from right up. We hope that this is going to be something that is sustainable, certainly over a 3-year period, and beyond that, we're hoping it's going to go much bigger than it actually is now.
And also, ACP Joseph, I hope this service do like they used to do back in the day. They used to have inter-department football.
Yeah. Yes, I will come back here to
let's talk about that.
Talk about our inter-department, the return of our inter-department this year.
Okay. Yes. Because
I played in inter-department.
Exactly.
For Southern Division.
So we need all that. And then community get involved in all the inter-department. And they go to the barracks and people will walk in and out of the barracks. I'm sure that doesn't go on like it used to be back in the day.
It doesn't, but we're going to recreate
that.
That type of activity and, you know, that type of love for the police.
Right.
Right? Because when I used to play with Southern Division, we used to practice in Skinner Park, everybody watching us.
Right.
And then when we go, we take some of our supporters with us. And in those days, South was one of the reigning teams in the inter-department. We had all the strong footballers down here.
Steve, something I'd like to bring to the table as well. Football Factory Foundation for 3 years partnered with the British High Commission with an anti-gang crime initiative, again, through the power of football, bringing kids in off the street. Yes, we have a subscription for kids to come in, but we sponsor more than 35% of the kids that come to Football Factory. They come for free because they can't afford. So we're doing our bit in and around Port of Spain area. We're moving that now out of Port of Spain into 6 different zones throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And it's so important that families, parents, and we've got lots of young parents out there, don't know what to do with their kids. How do we discipline them? How do we have them grow up with respect, have confidence in people around them, like the police services? That's what we need to nurture. And I think, again, we brought on board with the British High Commission, we've got the Prince of Wales Trust, which operates throughout the Caribbean region, all the English-speaking Caribbean countries. They are coming on board as a sponsor with the scholarships, and they're helping us in different areas of education with Football Factory. So it's a real holistic, all-round benefit for boys and girls across the country. Please come and get involved.
All right. Greenwich, what about people who is outside the zone that we're dealing with? They need to, what they need to do, contact the closest zone to them or something? The
closest zone to them, as indicated, the games are played in the communities, and we are even asking there are 120-something plus police youth clubs throughout Trinidad and Tobago.
Youth clubs, yeah.
So we are asking even the youth clubs that are not actually participating in the tournament to get involved with the clubs in the division, help them put together the grounds, help them prepare the chants, help them do everything. Right, so at the end of the day, we ought to see police, community, residents, hand in hand, fostering that sense of community and national pride. Right, I just want to mention, and I think if I don't, I might get some problems after we're done. I want to thank Katie Neptune and Paris Coutin, who are the 2 young, one is 16, one is 15, who would have produced the jingle themselves, right? So it speaks of the talent that we have in this country, right? And if we could harness it and use it for positive, there's no way we could lose the war against crime.
ACP Joseph, before we get out of here, I want to know how you feel about where this is, your vision of this at the end, how it would pan out.
Right. Well, Steve, this is only the beginning of what I see as the real reclaiming our communities for the police. This gives the police service a real opportunity to just go back and embed ourselves into all our communities. We have lost that, and this is a real opportunity for us to do that, again, through the power of football. You could talk football to even the criminal.
Right.
You can talk football to him. And this is an opportunity to probably reach out to him and ask him to change his ways. By involving yourself in this program, getting on the ground, going to the areas, because you have to help prepare the ground in the community. That means you have to talk to people. You have to go and find a police sporting icon, a former one, who lives in the community. If you didn't know them before, you have to find them now. And this is a way that we believe that the police could really, really carry out our mandate of protecting and serving with pride.
All right, and before we go, I hope this is sustainable. This is not going to be a one-off thing. It's done every year.
And I think we will be looking to other sports too, to start a Commissioner's Cup, because we have netball is one of the sports that really bring the girls out.
Cricket.
And some boys now, because they have introduced boys to the netball. And that seems to be one of the areas we need to go. And cricket, of course, following closely behind.
All right, I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for your service, the officers, and thank you, Terry, for being here as well. Appreciate you guys so much.
You're welcome, sir.
As an ex-police officer, I feel for you, and I want this to really kick off and to be
Thanks for having us.
Big.
So, as we indicated, are you on board, sir?
I am on board.
Nice.
And I also want to thank the Commissioner, Gary Griffith, for what you're doing in the police service, and we appreciate you so much as well, sir. And viewers, thank you for tuning in. ACTN, thanks for giving us the opportunity. We do have a Facebook page. You can check us out. And we do have an email address, fieldofdreamstt@gmail.com. You can drop us a line. The show is ended. Go in peace. My name is Steve David. Good night.